Welcome, class. Glad you're here. Today we're going to get to the very heart of what it means to learn. We're talking about how to build real, lasting intelligence, especially when you're swimming in an ocean of information. So, let's begin.
So, let me ask you something. You need to wrap your head around a new, complicated idea. What's your go-to move? I bet for a lot of you, your fingers are already flying across the keyboard, heading straight for that search bar, looking for a video to explain it all. Am I right?
Here's our syllabus for today. First, we'll tackle the modern student's dilemma. Then, we'll get into what intelligence actually is. After that, we'll pit two tutors against each other, the good old textbook and the online video. We'll wrap up by talking about why structure wins and how you can become a deeper learner. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, the modern student's dilemma, or as I like to call it, the age of instant answers.
It's no secret, right? Platforms like YouTube have basically become a global university. It's quick, it's visual, and hey, it's usually free. But this convenience, it makes us ask a really important question. Are we really learning, or are we just watching?
And that question leads us directly to our second topic, the nature of intelligence. Because, and this is so important, not all learning is created equal. Far from it.
So let's be clear about what we're aiming for. It's not just about collecting facts. We're chasing something I call deep intelligence. Now, don't think of this as a bucket you just pour information into. Oh no. It's more like building a mental scaffold, a strong, interconnected framework. This is what lets you think critically and actually apply what you know to new situations.
And this is where we see a huge difference. Deep intelligence, that's built actively. It takes effort, it's structured, and all the pieces connect. Then you've got shallow intelligence. This is what you get from passive learning. The knowledge is broken up, it's fragmented, kind of like puzzle pieces just scattered on a table. And because of that, it's fleeting. You might remember it for a test, but then, poof, it's gone.
So with that in mind, let's look at our two main learning tools. It's time for a tale of two tutors, the classic textbook versus the online video.
First up, let's talk about pacing. With a textbook, you're in the driver's seat. You control the speed. You can pause, think about something, reread a tricky sentence. It's all up to you. A video, on the other hand, sets the pace for you. It's designed to just flow, and that flow encourages you to just sit back and let it wash over you, instead of actively engaging with it.
And what about structure? Well, a good textbook is like a carefully planned journey. It's a curated story where every chapter builds on the one before it, all designed by an expert to build your understanding. A YouTube session? That's often an algorithmic path. The next video pops up not because it's the next logical step in your learning, but because the algorithm thinks it'll keep you watching. It's optimized for eyeballs, not for education.
This all ties into engagement. I mean, really reading a challenging text demands your full attention. You have to focus. You have to decode the words, connect the ideas. You're actively building those pathways in your brain. Video is designed to be easy, to be consumed without much effort. And while that's great for entertainment, it can put your brain into a much more passive, less retentive state.
Which brings us to our main event, our central argument, the supremacy of structure. And this is why, for deep learning, the textbook is the undisputed champion.
The advantage of a textbook is huge. For one, it practically begs you to write in it, to highlight, to make notes in the margins. It's designed so you can easily flip back and review something. Most importantly, that deliberate structure helps you build that strong mental framework we talked about. And, maybe best of all, there's no autoplay, no distracting recommended videos. It lets you achieve that deep, uninterrupted focus that's so hard to find these days.
And that leads us to the bottom line, the core conclusion here. Let me put it plainly. For actual learning, the kind that really sinks in and becomes a part of you, textbooks are, simply put, S tier. They are the gold standard.
Okay, so that's the theory, that's the why. But what about the how? Well, that's our final section, putting this theory into practice and becoming a deeper learner yourself.
Let me give you a simple but incredibly powerful technique to master any textbook. It's just 3 steps. First, you survey. Just skim the chapter, look at the headings, get a feel for the landscape. Second, you question. Turn every one of those headings into a question. This preps your brain to look for answers. And finally, read and recite. Read the section to answer your question, and then, and this is the magic part, close the book and say the answer out loud, in your own words. That act of recall is what locks the knowledge in.
So I'll leave you with this. We live in a world of endless easy answers, and it's so tempting to just take the easy route.
But the real challenge isn't just about what you learn, it's about how you choose to learn it. So my question to you is, in this age of information overload, how will you choose to build the kind of deep, meaningful intelligence that actually matters? The choice is yours. Class dismissed.